So here we are at Google Earth, and I discovered something while traveling through the Southwest I feel is really important, and I want to point this out to everyone. It's very easy for you to find this on your own, and it's also, if you're interested in taking a trip through the Southwest, very easy to find this yourself. But, as we can see, here is central U.S., part of northern Mexico. But if we zoom in to the border of Texas and New Mexico here and continue to go in where you see Carlsbad in the center of the screen right here. First off, there is a discoloration of a large proportionate area here. And as we zoom in, everything from this area called level land to Lubbock, Andrews, Hobbs, Midland, Clovis, Roswell, Carlsbad, these all kind of surround this area. But as you zoom in, you begin to see some strange things here. These look like fields that once grew food, but they're probably dead now. And as we come out here, there's some more strange things taking place. They're hard to see at first. There appears to be some sort of a grid everywhere. Let's put oil center in the center of the screen here. Look at this. What are we looking at? What's going on? This is the Texas-New Mexico border. Obviously, this is hundreds of square miles. This is a very large operation we're looking at. It looks like some sort of a computer circuitry or something. Here's a municipal recreation area over here. What are we looking at? What is this? Let's zoom in on some of this stuff. What is this? Looks like the land has just been tortured here. Are these future construction sites? What is this? These are oil wells. As you can see, one right here. Its shadow cast on the ground, plain and simple. Tanks full of either toxic water, they're everywhere. People live in the middle of this too, it looks like. What horrible conditions. Couldn't even imagine. But as you zoom out of the oil center, you begin to realize the enormity of this project. And as we move over closer here, we can see it gets more intense. For that matter, there's a city, maybe a town, in the middle of all of this. People live out here in this hot, arid climate amongst what? What is this? This massive operation. This is enormous. Look at this. And I mean, move over here. What is this? What in the world is going on here? Have you ever seen anything this size? This is huge. These are all the same thing. Look at this. This is massive, people. This is a massive project that's been going on while we've been sleeping, basically. This used to be farmland. Food was produced here. No more. The land, after they're done with it, is decimated. It's dead and polluted. But let's check out some more here. This is far from over. I'm just getting started. Can you imagine what's going on underneath all of this? Look at this. Look at each one of these sites. Each one of these sites. These are frack locations. They are fracking here. They are also producing electricity directly out of this. Sure, we need energy, but we also need a clean environment. We need a future to live for. This is no future here. This is the past. Like a giant abscess, a disease spreading. Look at this land here. I believe these are sinkholes. Looks like a war took place. You can see these old frack sites that have just fell apart now. They're no longer in usage. They're done with this area. They did whatever they're going to do here. The ground has collapsed from drilling and pumping out of it, and what's left is a toxic mud hole. Possibly raw sewage, radiation, who knows? But the size of this project is enormous. Like circuitry, though. What world are we building here? What in the world is going on? Who is in control of all of this? This is way too large. So backing out of here and just looking at these areas is truly amazing to imagine how big this is. Local hills. Crazy hills. Why is it crazy? I don't know. Sure looks crazy. Look at this. Look at this. Incredible. The proximity of each location to one another is ridiculous. I mean, it's just... Here's one overlapping another. You can see old roads that are no longer in usage. New ones have been laid. Some of these are oil sites. Some of these are frack wells. But there's so much. You know, here's a 12-mile distance right here. Just looking at the size and length that this goes for. 23 miles, 40, 60, 70 miles. There's more still. And there's more. 150 miles away from each other, and there's still more. Incredible. So from local hills right here, all the way to somewhere right over here, 150 miles away, you can just start to do the math of the size of this. Look at that. When we back off of this area, what a large section of our country is physically being eroded, destroyed. You can go up here into Oklahoma too. Sometimes it's hard to find these sites right off the bat. It takes a moment. But quickly you'll find as you breeze across this thing that there's something down there that doesn't look right. And it's very uniformed, it's very linear, it's running at lateral distances. And this is how Oklahoma is choosing to handle their fracking and oil drilling, which is slightly different than that of New Mexico, but just as bad. Look at this. Look at that. This is disgusting. And this is what's happening. This is what your politicians are doing to you. This is what the elite own and control. And you don't have a say-so over this. Look at the size of this area right here. Look at the size of this. And look what happens when they're done. That's what's left behind, is a big dead hole in the earth. This is horrible. And as you can see, all of this coexists amongst farmland. Would you trust that water to grow your food after everything you've just looked at? This is truly incredible, the size of this. This is in competition with our food. And this is what's happening on the border of Oklahoma and Texas. It extends through other cities, other territories. Truly incredible. Every single one of these. Just a shithole on the face of the earth with no respect for the people that live there, the animals, the air we breathe, anything. Let me take another measurement here because this is bothering me. New frack sites where old farms once existed. Look at this, 130 miles away from the epicenter. There we go, with some green energy. Look at this strange reality. All this area once grew food. Now it's energy production, which I'm highly interested in wind power, but not at these expenses. Nor am I advocating for oil. But as we shrink this back down, look at the size of this. This is huge. got to pay attention to this, people. You really got to wake up. This is huge. I mean, I'm just randomly looking at random spots throughout northern New Mexico, northeastern New Mexico on the Texas border here, as you can see. They're everywhere. And I'm not exaggerating. I mean, this is just disgusting. Everywhere you go, there we are. And look what it does. What is going on here? What is that? How is that going to be for your future right there? What about the water underground, the local rivers, the aquifers? This is horrific. And this is what your country is doing to you while you're sleeping. Here we are back to local hills again. Just imagine. Who thought of this? Who thought that this was okay? So let's just bring this back to something more familiar, at least for me. I live in Los Angeles. Let's just get a quick look at the size of Los Angeles, because this is, one of the larger cities on our planet. Not the biggest by chance, but pretty big. And it's just here, Santa Monica. Ontario, 50 miles away. Palm Springs, 117. Joshua Tree, 140 miles. Yeah, now we're talking. These are the distances that I'm measuring. These are the distances I'm measuring over here in New Mexico, and here we are in our cities. We can imagine, here in Central California. I mean, imagine, it's a long drive from Los Angeles to San Francisco, 5 hours if you're quick. For some people, it takes longer. We see farmland and hills and trees and animals. How would you feel to be driving through nothing but fracking and oil wells for 5 hours straight? And these areas are much larger than 150 miles even. These are 400 or 500 mile long regions that are just full of fracking. It's truly becoming a nightmare. There's a lot more going on here too. It's not just fracking. I love California. It's one of the most beautiful places in the world. And this was another discovery I had, one of my recent journeys. It breaks my heart to see this. But it doesn't take long. All you got to do is take a drive up the freeway and your eyes will open, your mind will expand if you allow yourself a critical, objective view of what's going on right in front of your face. So as we're sitting here on lockdown under this new slow motion 9/11, I want to show you some more slow motion 9/11s that are currently taking place. This isn't just about this virus that we're dealing with right now. There's a bigger agenda here. Our economy's crashing. Food production is going through some hardships. Globally, a lot of weather anomalies are destroying crops around the world, which are creating food shortages. And those are just scratching the surface. I recently took a trip up north on the 5 freeway. Started noticing the amount of hillsides that were not burnt down by fire, yet were completely dead. That bothered me. But something else that bothered me was camping down dirt roads and finding large fields completely removed. If you look at this picture, what I'm showing you right now, I kind of have Mount Shasta there in the middle. And no, it's not a computer glitch taking place right now. You actually are looking at a checkerboard forming around the mountain off of the 5 freeway here. What is this? What is this checkerboard? It looks like an infestation. What the hell is going on here? This is our national forest, the last bit of it that we've got. And this is what they're doing. They are slowly wiping it out and clearing room for something more than logging alone. There are roads being installed all through the forest, disrupting the natural process of nature. Animals are being, erased from the face of the planet. And what is this? This is not a computer line separating a border here. What is this? What the hell are we looking at? This is a massive power line. So humanity's desire to control power and people and money and economy is causing some crazy things to happen here. And we're just getting started. Why? What in the world is going on here? This is one of the most beautiful forests in the world. We're talking redwood trees. We're talking trees that have the potential to live for thousands of years. These trees will never have that chance. This is a very large area this is happening to right now in California. And it's happening all around Mount Shasta, which is a powerful mountain to the Native Americans and many people who have experienced it. This is horrific. I also suspect geoengineering plants will be coming in here soon. But it gets worse, people. Oregon. Look at this, people. This is our source of oxygen. And as you can see here, there's not much left. Look at this. There's no trees out here. There's no trees in here. And what looks like trees, when you get down to it, is pretty sparse. So, what the fuck is going on? What are they doing to us here? What are we doing to ourselves? This area in the center of the screen, which is checkerboarded, will soon look like this area that is empty, which will soon look like this area that is built up. You can see they're eating away at it like termites infesting a dying tree. Humanity is a parasite onto the planet right now. Not to say that you personally are a parasite, human being, brother and sister, but more so the ideology that has trapped us into a daily routine, in obedience, and apathy. I'm only showing you this so that you start thinking for yourself at what's going on here. Because this is a beautiful country, one of the most beautiful in the world. And nobody seems to care anymore. We're letting this place get sold off to the highest bidder. And what is replacing us is a grid work that is so frightening. I don't know. I don't know what type of future we have. All of these water sources travel underneath these locations, whether they are deforesting the planet or injecting it with toxic chemicals and extracting oil, gas, fuel sources. So please share this. I'll supply some locations that are from Google Earth here so you can go directly to these sites and make it very easy for you. But just go look for yourself. Help me find more locations that I'm unaware of. These things are happening all over the planet. The entire world is being destroyed. The Amazon jungle, they're doing this too. Europe is doing this. Russia and China are both doing this. India is doing this. The Saudis are doing this. The whole planet is involved in doing this. And it won't be long before it is so toxic it will no longer sustain our species. Thank you.